Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. One question I've been getting, and that's been on how to find good people, especially good moral people. And it's funny because there's really a lot of them. And I'll tell you, there's a whole lot more in the United States than I've seen in other countries. That's one of the main reasons why I still have so much hope for the United States. I say the world is really falling apart, and the reason is they're following the United States lead. When the people stood strong and moral, that made it easier to separate other countries. I mean, you could tell which countries were really being, I don't even know how you say it, oppressed, I guess. And now everybody's following, like I say, the United States lead again, because the United States is pretty much getting the same way. And but we still have a lot of good moral people in the United States. Remember, good people don't go around patting themselves on the back. You can tell good people by their actions. What do they do? That's where you really... And the thing, you've heard the saying, how do you act when nobody's watching you? Well, that's what I'm talking about. These people are doing lots and lots of really cool things. Now, the thing is, they can't do all this stuff all the time. So that's why it's not like you just go and you see them all lined up and that's where all the good people are. It's not like that. Good people have responsibilities. And so they can't... They're always doing good, yes. But what I'm saying is it's not always that obvious. The best place I've seen to no doubtedly find good people is volunteers. Go to different organizations and you volunteer your whatever you can do. And you will see, when you're there volunteering, doing whatever it is, you look around, you'll see a whole bunch of good people. One thing that I've learned, good people are givers. And that's why the United States is so strong, because most people are givers. Most true Americans. Let me rephrase that. True Americans. And as a giver, you enjoy giving. And so you will find these people as volunteers. And it's funny because I was thinking about me. I say I know me better than I know anybody else. And I thought, well, am I really a giver? What is, how does that show? And it's funny, it dawns on me. I've had businesses, like I say, all my life, and all my life I've always given through business. It's funny because most of them have been restaurants, but the thing is, we've always had different organizations, we give food. We would let them borrow equipment, tables, chairs, this type of stuff. There'd be times when we're closed. We would allow them to use meeting rooms, a place to meet, this type of stuff. And like I say, what was funny now, okay, there's a good example. Okay, we're closed on this particular day, and they want to do some kind of a meeting, and no problem. And what they're going to do is they're going to come in, they're going to make some coffee and tea, and and they're going to clean up their mess and all this kind of stuff. And you watch the people that are doing all this are the givers. They're giving their time to do all this stuff. And like I say, times they'll be borrowing tables and chairs and stuff, and so then they can go to the fire department to put up all their tables and chairs and do some kind of a meeting and stuff like this. And that's the same thing. The people that are doing all this stuff normally are givers. Like I say, you've heard me talk about, I don't really push or promote protesting. And so, like I say, so yes, I didn't give to everybody. I wanted to know what their organization was about and what they were going to do. And a lot of times I would go and sit in on this meeting. Like I say, when they borrow our tables and chairs, I'd go to the meeting and watch what it is, and I'd learn something like that. And so, and like I say, I never thought about it, but those are the people, that's how I got to meet everybody. I was socializing. I never looked at it as socializing, but like I say, I was socializing. I was networking. People were getting to know me, and I was getting to know these people. And one of the things was, and this was even after I got out, when I stopped with the restaurant and didn't have nothing. I was going to a Bible study. You heard me talk about, I'm not big on man-made religions, and I say, but this wasn't a church, it was just a Bible study. We just talked about the Bible. And the same thing, I meet people there. But that's just because they're religious and all this kind of stuff doesn't mean somebody's a good person. I mean, you got to remember, these are for sinners, so. And but the thing is, there's good people there also, but you just you still network, you still meeting people. And like I say, the next thing I knew, I was talking to this guy, and we were having kind of good conversation, and we just kind of more and more, and it turned out the guy was a fireman. And so then, he kind of, as we got to know each other more, we just introduced more and more people, and the next thing I knew, they were doing a fundraiser for the volunteer fire department. So I was like, hey, let me go in there, and I did my Ahoy Chi. I put my stuff up, and whatever money I made, hey, they can have it. No big deal. I just wanted to, like I say, help them out. And man, I met more and more people. And so what I'm saying is, there's lots of good people out there. You have to go through the effort to find them. And I talk about, you don't do guns. You just don't come out there and say, hey, I want to start a counter sniping team. You don't do like that. You scare everybody away. You didn't even scare me. So what you do is you look for ways you can help. And I say, there's a whole list of stuff you can help. And I say, even the chemicals, radiation, that's one of the big things I already do. But boy, first aid, there's so many things you can do. And these are all skills and abilities that we need as a three-man militia. Because like I say, three-man militia itself is nothing. It's when you combine it with other three-man militias is when it turns into a force to be reckoned with. And the more abilities and skills all of your three-man militias have, that makes it even stronger. I say like the list of all the stuff that I talk about, God, more than half of it I'm already into. You know what I mean? So I'm willing to either share what I know, or I want to learn more about what it is that I'm already into. And I say the weapons, the guns, and the fighting and all that stuff, that's something that can be picked up fairly easy once you make the right connections. And but the thing is, the number one goal is to help the community. That's when you do these different volunteer kind of stuff. You're helping the community. And like I say, you already been working on your family. You know how to help your family and protect your family. And now what you're doing is looking for friends. And so then now you have your family, friends, and local community. You can help them all. And all of you can help each other using the three-man militia concept. This is Mike, NoStressMike.com.